What is going on, Trash Talkers? We're back with another episode for you. Today, we're going to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers losing Anthony Davis to a calf strain. Now, it's projected that he's going to be out for 4 weeks, so Nick and I are going to discuss whether the Lakers can stay afloat atop the Western Conference. All that and much more coming your way right now! Nick, the Los Angeles Lakers suffered a serious blow this past week when Anthony Davis obviously went down with his calf strain. It's projected that he'll miss approximately 4 weeks or so, depending on how the rehab goes. This is a huge blow for the Lakers and their chances to try to repeat here.
It is. And I mean, they're lucky, honestly, that it's just a calf strain. At first, we all thought it was an Achilles injury and that he was absolutely done for the season. But it's only 4 weeks. You got the All-Star break coming up, so you've got a reprieve there. You're not going to be without him for too many games, but they are going to have a tough task ahead of them. We only know the schedule up to March 3rd right now, and they've got a pretty hefty schedule ahead of them. Moving forward, if they do anything what they did against the Miami Heat, this is not going to end well for the Lakers, and they're going to start to fall in the rankings with teams like the Phoenix Suns right behind them. So I think that the Lakers really got to step it up a notch and utilize a lot of their bench depth that they have. This is by far the deepest team in the NBA, and there is no reason that they should be falling to teams like Miami in the way they're playing. So I think guys like Montrezl Harrell are going to be the ones that need to step up and fill the void of Anthony Davis being that big man, along with Marc Gasol, to handle the other teams in the West.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly why they went out and got a player like Montrezl Harrell, on top of the fact that they already have Kyle Kuzma coming off the bench who would start on, roughly 25 other teams in the league. So I'm taking a look at this roster here and just looking at some of the players that we have, it only almost begs the question, how did they even lose a game to begin with? But looking even further than that, without Anthony Davis, you have Talen Horton-Tucker, Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, all very apt players who can come in and fill that position really well. Then you have Markieff Morris, you have Wesley Matthews. I mean, the way Frank Vogel can position his team, he can run with a small lineup. He can run with LeBron at the point and run a bigger lineup. I mean, there's so many different things that this Lakers team can do, and it's got to be a night by night matchup. I mean, taking a look at teams like the Utah Jazz and some of the these teams that have much bigger guys, you're gonna want these bigger guys filling in for Anthony Davis while he's out. You're gonna want a Markieff Morris, a Montrezl Harrell. But if you want to go smaller, maybe you run Alex Caruso, Wesley Matthews, Quinn Cook. You're going to be getting Dennis Schroeder back, so that's going to help a lot. We have to take a look at all of this and put it into perspective that there's no one right answer. It's going to be a committee that comes in and replaces Anthony Davis and his production.
And one thing that needs to be of note is it seems as if LeBron James has become so accustomed to playing with Anthony Davis for almost the last year and a half that he doesn't know how to play without him. And we've seen that in the last couple of games with the skid. LeBron James has got to remember that he is one of the best, one of the greatest of all time, and he can still do it. LeBron James has got to take control of this team. You might be missing Dennis Schroeder and Anthony Davis, and the bench might not be stepping up the way you would like them to. But LeBron, look what he did with the Cavs and the Heat, and he knows how to take command of a team. He's done it his entire career. He just needs to remember that now that Anthony Davis is gone, he's got to fill that void. He's got to be the leader of the team, and he's got to put this team on his back.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, I want to provide some context for what you're saying here. But I'm going to take a look at last year first, right? Looking at the 2020 season, the Lakers played 9 games without Anthony Davis. They were 6-3 during that time. So obviously they knew how to continue to win, and that comes along with just having LeBron James' presence out there on top of the rest of the team that they had, which was obviously a championship winning one. When Anthony Davis was with the team, LeBron James averaged 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 10 assists per game, which is almost a triple double. Without Without Anthony Davis, LeBron James averaged 26 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists. Not much drop off, but he's not helping to fill the void. He's playing like Anthony Davis is still there. That production isn't going to be brought in by one other player. LeBron needs to step it up. Just to reiterate your point, he's gotten so used to playing with Anthony Davis that he's not changing the way he approaches each game. He's just continuing on and saying that somebody else has to take that leadership. The numbers rarely changed when Anthony Davis wasn't in the lineup.
And it seems as if Frank Vogel has adapted the team without Anthony Davis to be more LeBron centric. But I know it's a small sample size. Looking at his last game, he had 21 attempts and only hit a third of his shots. So he's got to be able to be more consistent. He's shooting 50% field goal percentage this season. He's got to maintain that or improve that if they're going to continue this way. Or just hand off some of the pressure, give it to some of the guys you can count on, like Montrezl Harrell, Marc Gasol, Kyle Kuzma. These guys know how to shoot, they know how to score, they know how to play with this team. Give them the opportunities, and they're gonna work out for you.
Yeah, no, I agree. And just to go back to some of the stats that I was mentioning, we're going to take a look at the 2020-21 season that we're currently in. And listen, without Anthony Davis in the lineup is not something that is new to the Lakers. And he's already missed 8 games at this point of our recording. LeBron James again, 25 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. That's without Anthony Davis. 25 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. The numbers don't change. LeBron James does not change who he is. He expects everybody else to change to fill that void because he's going to continue to do what he does night in and night out. I believe that LeBron is going to end up having to take it to another level, especially when we hear from the league what the rest of this season is going to look like post All-Star break, where he's not getting a break. That he is playing in this All-Star game. He has not alluded to the fact that he's not. He was also voted the captain, so it would look even worse if he were to opt out of this game. I think at this point that LeBron James has to find a way to essentially become bigger. He needs to rise to the occasion to keep this team afloat while Anthony Davis recovers from his injury, because it is very, very, very likely that they could be surpassed by the Phoenix Suns, by the Portland Trailblazers, possibly even the San Antonio Spurs by the time Anthony Davis gets back. Now you're looking at a 7 seed or a 6 seed in the Western Conference instead of the third or the second.
Now, at the end of the day, I really think that LeBron James is going to find his groove again and remember what he had to do to compete when he's with the Cavaliers and with Miami Heat, and he's going to find a way to get wins for the Lakers. So I think he's going to figure it out. It might just be a slow start for him. He is getting older. Everybody seems to work at a slower pace once they're getting up there in age. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but I fully expect him to take full control of this team and get some W's.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And to answer the question that we posed in the beginning of the video, will the Lakers be able to win without Anthony Davis while he's on the mend? I believe they will. Don't forget how stacked this roster is. We already went through it, but Dennis Schroeder is coming back. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, LeBron James, Montrezl Harrell, Kyle Kuzma, Marc Gasol, Markieff Morris. I mean, the list keeps going on and on and on. I think this Lakers team is plenty talented without Anthony Davis, and then you add a player like him into the fold once he's fully healthy and ready. Frank Vogel knows that all they have to do is make it through these next 4 weeks, and then it's smooth sailing until the playoffs. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.